Okay guys, so here's an update of that KTM that I just got. I tore the whole thing down apart off camera, so sorry about that, but I will be putting it back together on camera. So let me just show you what I got so far. Start with the cases. I just cleaned these, and they are spotless. I mean, look at that. That's, especially if you saw what it looked like before. Completely spotless. Both of them. The bearings, now let me tell you about this bike, right? So, this whole bike, I tried starting it and it wouldn't start, and here is what the problem was. It didn't have a flywheel key, so it would sputter once, but then it'd untime itself, and then it would, just not want to start again. So, the guy told me that it had 3 hours on a completely rebuilt engine, which is a lie, but it did have a completely rebuilt engine. Now these crank bearings, brand spanking new. I would say this whole engine has a little under 20 hours on it. So these crank bearings are brand new, both of them. Over here, brand new crank. Brand spanking new Wiseco crank. I didn't clean it yet, but I mean, see, I was missing that key, that flywheel key. Those are the transmission parts. I'll go over all the parts in a little bit. So we go over to here. Grab the cylinder. Now this bike was missing like every gasket. Like it didn't have this inner O-ring for the head gasket. It had an outer one, but not the inner one. This inner one's from another bike. I just wanted to see if it would fit. I have a whole new gasket kit coming on the way, but this bike was raced, and it did get blown up once. You could see that, but this cylinder, freshly nickel-sealed. Check this out. Look at those cross hatches. Look at how clean the cylinder is first off. And you can see cross hatching, and right here, that's from the company who did work. And the power valves were all fairly clean. This bike is pretty nice. I mean, especially being re-nickel-sealed and everything. So that's the cylinder. Let's go over. Now this is the only downside to this bike. It has a new piston, but it's a Nomura, but it's also in very good shape. I mean, you can see the black coating hasn't worn away yet. Normally the black coating, it did a little bit over here. The black coating on these KTMs will wear away in about 40 to 50 hours, so that's how I can date this bike. Pretty good. Because I've seen KTMs, the black coating on these pistons, they wear away like that. So, we have the V-Force reeds. All the parts. The clutch is brand new. Let's see. Now, the clutch was stuck and it was rusted. As you can see, you can still see the little marks on this. I already wire wheeled these down. You can see those little rust marks. These were a lot worse, these metal plates, but I got them all nice and clean, ready to go. You can see them on the back still. Those will eventually wear off, but they were really bad. The clutch friction discs are brand new. It's a brand new Tusk clutch, too. The actuator for the hydraulic clutch. And a little piece for that. This outer basket, I do have to file it down because it is a little bit worn. And you can see it. They're not that deep, but they're deep enough to where I'm going to file them down a little bit. Otherwise the basket's pretty good. All the transmission gears are in great shape. all the bearings in this. Now here's the problem: I would spin it over, I'd have the sprocket on, and I was spinning it, and it was really notchy, the whole engine. And what the problem was these two bearings were rusted because this sat. There was rust on the power valves, very light surface rust, and these bearings were really notchy. They still are a little bit, but there's no oil in any of these bearings since I power washed these cases with super degreaser, because there was oily, nasty sludge all on the bottom, and it was rusted to the case. It was bad, but none of these bearings have oil, so they're all noisy, including this one. But that one spins free. There's still a little bit of rust on the balls. This one's not bad either. Kickstart gear. I mean, that every single bearing in this bike is good. This one didn't have to have anything done to it. This one's good. This one is good. Here's the clutch cover. I'm stripping the paint off it. Someone ground down the freaking KTM logo, but I gotta get that off. I don't like that orange. Not much more I can really go over. These are the power valves. On this bike, they're pretty cool how they work. But I'll have an assembly video of this bike, step by step. You know, I'll teach you guys how to put the power valves in, how to put these cases back together, everything. This is going to be a pretty cool video series. But these are all the parts for this engine. Can't wait to get it back together because it's really nice actually. But yeah, just thought I'd show you guys this. There is one problem with these cases though, which I will show you. I don't know how well you can see that. You see that that's a crack in the case. There's actually a couple because someone tried fixing the first one. Let me flip this case over to here. You see that? Someone JB welded the first one, and there's another one right there. It didn't look like it was leaking oil. If it does, I'm just going to put some JB weld back on it. It's not that bad. It's just a very, very small hairline crack. I didn't even see the crack for this. I just assumed there's one there because there's JB weld there. But otherwise, I mean, this bike is really, really clean. So, hope you guys like this. Gonna be getting it together soon, so see you guys later.